WARFRAME Stigma. Wait a minute. So, you've entered Venus. If you haven't, then you shouldn't be here.
You are unfit to be my apprentice. Be gone.
Now that I've weeded out the malcontents, my most worthy and deserving students, we may now proceed. When you completed the Venus Junction, you were granted a bunch of rewards, one of them being a taxon blueprint. A taxon is a type of sentinel. Sentinels are companions that provide utility and support, and they even come with their own weapon. Only problem is that they use the same mods as normal weapons of their given class, so you would need to invest in duplicate mods as well as your personal ones. Taxon's a very helpful sentinel in that it can provide you with additional shielding, so I highly recommend building it. Keep in mind sentinels and their weapons also need to be leveled up and such. Mastery. If you've gone and leveled up your equipment a bunch, like I told you to, then it's likely that you've become eligible for a mastery test, mastery being Warframe's prestige system. For those of you who don't know what a prestige system is, in short, it's a means to show off how cool you are, like me, usually based on the number of weapons you've used. In the case of Warframe, your ability to use certain items or do certain things is locked to various mastery ranks. So you kinda can't play the game unless you have a sufficient mastery rank. Wanna get that Baltor you saw in the last episode? You're gonna need MR2.
Get good.
The maximum level for equipment is 30. A new unused weapon gives a total of 3,000 mastery points, 300 per level. Warframes and Sentinels give 6,600 per level. Some Warframes make me think they should be 9,000 points worth, just saying. This is why it's best to max out your equipment before moving on to other things. Keep in mind, you can only get those points once per weapon type. You can't build a weapon twice and hope to get another set of mastery points. It's all about weapon progress. You start the game at mastery rank 0, and to get to MR1, you must accumulate 2,500 points. Since you're actively ranking up all your equipment at the same time, it all adds up pretty quickly at MR0. You will be prompted in your menu to complete a mastery test. It should be easy. All you gotta do is kill a bunch of low-level simulated enemies within a very generous time limit. If you fail a test, you won't be able to repeat it for 24 hours from the time you did it. Additionally, if you pass a test and you've accumulated enough points for the next one, you still gotta wait a day. That's pretty much all you need to know about mastery for now. Farming. Gathering resources is a bitch, but it's made easier with people. Either join up with friends or do public matchmaking. But there seems to be a stigma against joining pubs in the Warframe community. Then again, I can understand not wanting to risk the chance of failure due to the unbearable weight of someone's incompetence.
Get good.
Anyways, there's a bunch of resources in the game, and the distribution of each is planet-based. The main drops of Earth may be ferrite, rubido, and neurodes, but Venus drops alloy plate, polymer bundle, and circuits. I left out detonite and filtrin on purpose. Your objective would be to enter a given endless mission type, like excavation, defense, or survival. But which mission you want to pick depends on the flow of enemies. The more you're getting at a time, the more likely you'll get the drop. Keep in mind rubido and circuits are uncommon drops, and neurodes are rare. So factor that into how long you want to farm in a mission. Endless missions are also a good way to farm mods and endo, especially considering that you may get them in the rewards. Also affinity, which is Warframe lingo for XP. For farming credits, let's move on to the next section. This is Rhino, a tank. Progression-wise, this will be the second Warframe you get, if you choose to get him. With his second ability, Iron Skin, he's pretty good at not dying every 5 seconds. But, let me whisper a little tip to you. Ready? Here it is. Even the starter frames are good at not dying if you get good. But I'll keep it real. When I started this game years back, I used Rhino to cheese through the solar map. It's fun not having to do anything special by having an aluminum foil coating. But I encourage diversity. Don't go relying 100% on a given frame when you can mix it up a little. To get most of the earlier frames, you will be fighting bosses. The process is straightforward. Kill the boss and you will get a random blueprint for one of 3 Warframe parts: the neuroptics, the chassis, and the systems. You must collect all 3 to complete a Warframe, so it may take several runs. Rhino is dropped by the boss on Venus, the Jackal. I will let you figure out how to fight it. Either that or you'll be in a public squad and see for yourself. My bet's on the latter, honestly. The game is inevitably gonna spoil you anyway. It's a wonder why I even respect your lack of knowledge of things to come. However, those 3 parts are merely components of a whole. After building them for 12 hours each, you must also have the main blueprint, most of which will be purchased in the market under the Warframe section. The total build time is 3 days, which, if you ask me, is a small price to pay considering you're getting a whole other Warframe to use. But that brings me to my next point. All this stuff costs money. Upgrading your mods, building blueprints and all, it'll run your bank dry. So what's the best way to gather credits? In your case, my students, I suggest you do boss fights. Why? Because for any Warframe farm, you will inevitably get a bunch of duplicates. And the good thing is, you can sell them if you go to your menu, then equipment, then inventory. You can either browse the miscellaneous tab or search it in the search bar, grab as many useless blueprints as you want, and sell them for a decent return. Well, that's all for now, but I would like to leave you off with a couple extra tidbits. 1. The Mercury Junction requires you to defeat 5 Eximus units. They're just elite enemies with various perks or debuffs. They'll spawn in any mode, but in endless missions, the longer you stay, the more often they'll spawn. You'll know it's them when you see a red outline on them. And lastly, even though you killed 4 in the starter quest, he is a boss on Mercury. But he's the only boss that doesn't drop Warframe parts. He does drop 2 shitty weapons though. But hey, you can use them as mastery fodder. Well, that's all for now. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching WARFRAME Stigma. Now that I think about it, Stigma is no better than Ligma.
According to the doctor, I got a bad case of Ligma.
Ah, that sucks, bro. I got Stigma.
What's Stigma?
Stigma dick in your butt!